If you've ever noticed that your mind seems to wake up when the world goes quiet, you're not alone. For some people, the night doesn't feel like the end of the day. It feels like the beginning of clarity. During the day, everything moves fast. Messages arrive, conversations happen, expectations quietly build around you. But at night, something shifts. The noise fades, the pressure softens, and suddenly your mind feels different. More open, more creative, more honest. People who naturally prefer the night often don't fully realize what that preference says about them. To others, it might just look like staying up late or having an unusual sleep schedule. But psychologically, it often reflects something deeper, a different relationship with the world, with pressure, and with their own inner thoughts. Because night isn't just darker. For some personalities, it's safer. During the daytime, the environment is full of subtle social signals. People expect responses, decisions happen quickly, conversations unfold in real time. And for many people, that constant pace creates a quiet tension in the background. Not always anxiety exactly, more like a continuous awareness of being seen. At night, that awareness begins to disappear. The streets are empty, notifications slow down. The sense that someone might suddenly expect something from you fades. And when that pressure lifts, something interesting happens inside the mind. Thoughts begin to stretch out. People who prefer nighttime often notice they can think more clearly when fewer social demands exist. Their brain isn't constantly scanning the environment or preparing responses. It's simply observing. That quiet space allows deeper thinking. Ideas connect more easily. Emotions surface more honestly. Even small things like writing a message, journaling a thought, or exploring a creative idea feel easier when the world isn't watching. It's not necessarily about being more productive, it's about finally having room to think. And this is where creativity often appears. Many night-oriented people notice that their most original ideas arrive late in the evening. Not because they suddenly became smarter after sunset, but because the mental noise of the day is gone. During daylight hours, the brain spends a surprising amount of energy navigating social expectations. What should I say here? How will this be interpreted? Am I responding the right way? These small calculations happen constantly, often without conscious awareness. But at night, those calculations stop. There's no meeting to prepare for, no immediate response expected, no subtle social performance required. The brain shifts from reacting to wandering, and wandering is where creativity lives. But creativity isn't the only pattern connected to nighttime preference. Another powerful factor is emotional safety. Darkness changes how people feel psychologically. It creates a kind of invisible boundary between you and the outside world. When the lights dim and the environment quiets down, the feeling of being observed fades. For people who naturally process emotions deeply, that privacy can feel incredibly comforting. During the day, emotional expression often feels exposed. There are reactions to manage, interpretations to consider, and responses to predict. But at night, the emotional world becomes more private. You can think freely, feel free, reflect without interruption. Sometimes this leads to long periods of quiet introspection, thinking about past conversations, replaying moments, exploring ideas that didn't fully surface earlier in the day. From the outside, it might just look like someone sitting quietly with their phone, writing something, or staring at the ceiling. But internally, their mind is processing entire emotional landscapes. And here's where it gets interesting. Most people assume night lovers simply enjoy quiet environments, but the real reason often runs deeper than that. It's not just about quiet, it's about control. During the day, life moves according to shared schedules, work hours, social expectations, and daily routines. The world sets the rhythm, and everyone follows it together. But night belongs to the individual. When the world sleeps, control returns to the person. There's no competition for attention, no immediate reactions to manage, no sense of being pulled into other people's timelines. For certain personality types, that autonomy feels incredibly calming. It allows them to move at their own mental pace, slow thinking, deep reflection, uninterrupted curiosity. And people who prefer this rhythm often develop strong inner worlds. They spend time analyzing conversations, imagining possibilities, creating ideas that wouldn't survive the fast pace of daytime interactions. This doesn't mean they dislike people, but it often means their mind works best when social pressure is temporarily removed. Interestingly, night preference can also connect to identity patterns. Many people who gravitate toward nighttime environments are naturally introspective. They notice emotional details others overlook. They think carefully before speaking. They process experiences more deeply. In crowded, fast-moving environments, this type of mind can feel slightly out of sync. But at night, the environment finally matches their internal rhythm. Slower, quieter, more reflective. That alignment can feel almost relieving. It's like the world has finally slowed down enough for their mind to breathe. Of course, this pattern isn't always obvious from the outside. Someone might simply say they like staying up late, but behind that habit, there is often a deeper psychological relationship with solitude, creativity, and emotional safety. Night becomes a space where the mind is allowed to exist without interruption, where thoughts can stretch without needing immediate conclusions, where feelings can surface without being explained to anyone else. And for people who naturally live inside their thoughts, that environment can feel incredibly natural, almost like the world is finally speaking their language. So when someone feels more alive at night, it isn't always about sleep schedules or productivity patterns. Sometimes it's about psychological comfort, a quiet environment, a creative mind, a space where social pressure fades into the background, a moment where the outside world pauses and the inner world becomes clearer. Once you notice this pattern, it starts to make sense. The late-night thinking, the quiet creativity, the calm that only seems to arrive after dark. It was never random. It was a rhythm. And once you see that rhythm, you start to understand something deeper into how certain minds move through the world. Understanding that doesn't change who someone is, but it does reveal something important. Sometimes the environment that feels most natural to a person isn't the one everyone else is awake in. Sometimes clarity arrives when the world finally goes quiet. And once you recognize that, the night stops feeling strange. It starts feeling like home. If this explained something you've noticed about yourself, there's always more beneath the surface. Because the more you understand your patterns, the clearer your inner world becomes.